Hi everyone on YouTube. I hope you're having a beautiful Friday. I went ahead and made this hat. I did not tie it, but I'm going to put it on to show you. So it has a nice lacy lace here and a little bit of a brim. I'm not crazy about the color combo, but I went ahead and made it anyway. You can wear it above your ears. And I will probably take this part out and give it a different brim. Now, this hat is super easy to make. It does not have a pattern. It's all single crochet and chains. That's all it is. And, basically, you can make a hat with just single crochet or just chains. So I did a couple of demos for you to show you how to start the hat. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of tips here. In the center, you want to have a nice crown base, because if you don't, what will happen, especially because we're doing lacy lace, it will go kind of sprig out, so it won't be nice and balanced. So if you're measuring, because we're using different size hooks, I used the 6.5, but then I switched a couple of times. So this is it's about 2 inch. It's about 2 inches. So it gives it a nice, so I did one here about 2. And what this is, it's chain 5. And then you connect, and then you do 2 rounds of single crochet. That's all I did. That's all this is. And then from there, I'm going to show you the chains that I did. So I start with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I start with 4. You can bring it into the very next stitch, or you can skip a stitch. So if you skip a stitch, that's what the little loop looks like. So then you do 4 again. You go all the way around. 3, 4. Skip a stitch, connect. So you're going to do that all the way around. I'm going to tell you how easy this is. And you'll keep going until you get all the way around. And then when you do, I just want to show you here. Pull some of this out. So this is one of the most significant distinguishing factors. Here you're going into the next stitch or skipping a stitch and putting your hook into the stitch. When you finish that row, you're going to chain 4 again. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And guess what? You're not going to go into a stitch. You're simply going into the loop. You're going to put your whole hook into the next loop, and you're going to pull it and connect. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to put it in the next loop and connect. So you're going to keep it at 4 until, while you're crocheting, it starts to flatten out like that. It starts to pull. It starts to get tight. It starts to round before it's not supposed to. That is when you're going to add 1 chain. So instead of chaining 4, you'll now chain 5. And when that starts to pull, then you will begin to chain 6. And when you get to that 6, you'll let it round a little when it tightens a little, but then you'll stop and you will do single crochet. You do single crochet all the way around for about 3, 4, 5 rows. And then you go to just chain. I did chain. These are just chains here. This is single crochet and these are chains. Now, the thing of it is this. I want to give you some tips here. This, working with lacy lace like this, okay, if it gets too, this is like borderline almost too much lace, but it's not. And the reason it's not is because I pretty much know how to work with the tension. So if it was too much, look, it would go like, it would go, well, let me show you actually. Let me show you if it's too much. We'll do 5 stitches at this point. We'll do 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm bringing it in, let's see, really close there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm bringing it in really close. You're going to know pretty quick because look, you see what it just did here? It pulled, it misshaped. This is not flat anymore. Look, that's not flat. So that is not okay. If it begins to look like that, pull it out and you'll know really quickly. Okay, so it's either too tight or too loose. So stay with the 4 until it begins to pull like that. You stay with your 4, and then you're going to go to 5, chain 5, and you just stay in the loops, and you're going to do that all the way around. And now what you wanted to do is measure, and this is how you measure when you're making a hat. You're going to fold it in half. After you're done with your, like when you're measuring your crown like this, you're working on your crown, lay it flat. Lay it flat. And some people will fold it. They'll fold it and they'll measure like that. And they've got like 4 and a half. And you're going to get about the same there, 4 and a half. So you want to get 10 for small hat. You want to get 11 for a medium-sized hat for woman. You want to get, or man, those are the sizes. Small's 20-inch diameter, or 10 across. 11 is 22, and 12 is 24. So this hat, and you want to consider stretches. This hat stretches, and this is super soft, and it doesn't feel super tight. But here's the measure is 20, because it's 10. So that's a 20-inch diameter. And this is 6 deep. This is 6 deep with a stretch easily to 8. And you saw me pull it down over my ears. That's where you get your nice stretch there. So, so yeah, when you are increasing, you are adding stitches. And when you are decreasing, you're taking stitches out, or you are skipping stitches. So I'm going to show this. I'm going to use this to show you how I did the brim here, how I did the edge, the brim. Okay, because when you finish this, when you have all your lacy lace, it's going to be like that, okay? And it's going to need rounding. Now this is a small piece, so it's probably going to look a little weird, but we'll use this. We'll use this anyway. So let's finish. We'll finish our round here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through the loop. This is how you make the whole hat. And it's very quick. Whoops. Okay. So now what I want to do, whoops, let me get this out of the way, so sorry about that. Okay, so I am now trying to give it a brim. I want to round this. So this is one way to do it. There's many different stitches and different ways that you can do this. But I'm simply going to do a single crochet in the next loop. And I'm going to chain one. Because I want to get orientation onto what I'm doing. And I'm just doing this straight through. I'm pulling my laces together into a straight line and rounding them. So chain one, single crochet. Chain one, single crochet in your next loop. No more stitches. We only did the stitches at the beginning of all this. And we'll consider this like a toy hat. So we just do that all the way around, and you see it brings the scallops into some kind of uniformity. You're giving it an edge that is like this. You're giving it an edge that's straightening out that you can work with. Super easy. These are all your super easy stitches. Okay, now, oops, we still have one to go. Okay, so now, look, it starts to round. That's how easy it is to pull those laces together. So don't be intimidated by the fact that it's lacy like that, or you've got the loopies like that. You'll have those loopies all the way through because you're creating them with your chains. Now, when you get to this point, again, you want to fold it and then measure. At least have a 10. Unless you are making a child's hat, then you want an 8 or a 9, right? So, or depending. But 8 or a 9, I would say, for child's hat. Junior child's hat. So from here, I just want to show you something. If you have too many, let's say it's too many stitches. Let's say you're going in and you're using, let's say you decide you want a double crochet or half double crochet or whatever you're doing, and you get too many, let's say you get too many, or they're too close, or you keep going in the same stitch, or you made some kind of mistake, what's going to happen is your project is going to tell you immediately that you have too many, because look, it starts to flatten out. Look, I've just lost, I'm losing my rounding. I got too many stitches, so I'm going to pull those out. And I don't want to do that. Now, let's say you have too many, you are rounding it too much, okay? Let's say you're rounding it too much. And so you're rounding it too much. What's going to happen, by tightening it, you would be skipping stitches, or you're switching to a smaller hook, and that makes your stitches smaller. So automatically it's going to affect the diameter of your hat. But let's say you're skipping too many stitches. You're not chaining, and you're like, I'm going to do this really fast. Us experienced crocheters know what it is to want to finish up something fast. It just doesn't work. Don't do it. Okay, so then you'll see it tightening up, and then when you measure it, it will be way too small. You'll see it tighten. See how fast that tightened up? So anyway, I hope that that helps. And if you need me to do this from scratch and you really want to watch me for over an hour and a half, no, it took about an hour. It didn't take long, but I figured that this might be an easier way to show you with showing you what it looks like at the beginning, showing you how you're going to finish it, and with smaller pieces. So let me know if you have any questions, and let me know how your hat project came out. And thank you for being with me.